Hi YouTube friends, it's me, and I have another video, so that must mean something crazy is going on in my life. Where to even start? There's been a lot going on. That's kind of why I haven't made any videos recently, is because I've been trying to keep up with everything going on. Well, there are a lot of cardboard boxes behind me, and there's a reason for that. I am moving at the end of this month. It is currently about 7 minutes to 10 p.m. on September the 14th, and I'll be moving on October 1st. I am leaving Seattle's University District, and I am moving to Capitol Hill, which is, if you're not familiar with the city of Seattle, Capitol Hill is the gayborhood. That's where all the cool queer people are. So I'm very excited about that. I will no longer be living in an apartment. I will be living in a house. We are renting a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. I'm getting a roommate, which I'm really excited about because it is someone who I really enjoy their company, and we have really, really hit it off. They're a crinkly puppy, which makes me really happy. We are absolutely going to have the coolest place. So that's been a really big thing. So I've been frantically packing and trying to get everything together and do what I need to do. Work is starting to get crazy because we are reaching the end of the tax year and the final filing deadlines for personal and business tax returns. So that's actually good because I do better at work when it's crazy and hectic and there's a lot of deadlines and stress. And when there's not, and it's just like a normal work day, I want to blow my brains out. Like, I get so bored. But for whatever reason, I guess I thrive under pressure because when things really start to get going, that's when I like activate or whatever. And then let's see, my birthday was on last Friday. Yeah, a week ago, last Friday. And I decided for my birthday that I was going to go to the club all by myself. So I went to fetish night all by myself. That is so out of character for me because I do have social anxiety disorder. And I've never gone to a social event willingly by myself. But I had a great time. I stayed for like 4 hours. I danced. I hung out with people. I made some friends there. It was really cool. And that really surprised me. And that was the weekend before my birthday. Because this past weekend, all I did was pack. But, yeah, then my birthday, and I am officially 45 years old. I don't know how that happened. I don't know when that happened. It doesn't seem like it's been that long, but I guess it has been. But even what is time? Because, I have ADHD. And yeah, that's the big thing, is today I had my follow-up appointment with my psychiatrist, and she formally diagnosed me with acute ADHD and social anxiety disorder and generalized anxiety and PTSD. So I will be starting on stimulant medication starting this weekend when I can get to the pharmacy to pick it up, and hopefully they will have it in stock because there is still an Adderall shortage in this country. But I'm really excited for that. I'm a little nervous because I don't really know what it's gonna feel like in my head when I have this medication in me. But I'm really eager to find out, like, what it's like being sort of semi-functional. Um, my psychiatrist did tell me that I am severely affected and that I should be really proud of myself because most people who have ADHD to the degree that I do can't keep jobs or maintain friendships. So, yay me. Um, but I think that the medication is really going to help. And, I'm continuing to work with my therapist who specializes in queer adults with ADHD. My therapist also has ADHD, and so his perspective has been really invaluable. He's the one that started me on all of this. He's the first person who mentioned that I might have ADHD and kind of put me on this path. And with all of the different sleep specialists and doctors that I have seen over the course of my life, and all the teachers that were constantly complaining that I didn't pay attention and I didn't apply myself and all that. And it took 44 years before somebody said, "Hey, I think you might have ADHD." Um, and so, even though this diagnosis is not a surprise, like literally nobody is surprised by this, um, I'm still feeling some things. Um, like relief and excitement to actually get the help that I definitely need. Um, but I'm also kind of going through a little bit of like this weird anger, and not like at myself or at the situation or anything like that, but that over all of these years and all of the different ways that I could have been, told, "Hey, you might have ADHD," and nobody ever did. And like, how am I supposed to know that the way that my brain works isn't the way that it's supposed to work? I have no other frame of reference. All of my teachers that said that I was lazy and didn't apply myself. And, all the times that my parents yelled at me because I forgot something, or all of that stuff just sticks with me. And it's like, it's kind of vindicating because it wasn't my fault. Like, all of these things that I've been carrying around for most of my life, feeling guilty over, weren't my fault. It's not like there's nothing wrong with my brain. It just works very differently than a neurotypical brain. And it was, everybody in my life was always trying to force a square peg into a round hole, and that didn't work. And so it is really, I do feel like this kind of almost resentment that at 45 years old, God, I hate that number, but at 45 years old, I'm only just now finding out that this is what's been going on my whole life, and I'm not actually lazy and stupid. So, yeah, I'm definitely, even though I knew that this diagnosis was coming, and it is a relief to finally have it, I'm definitely feeling some feelings about it. I'm trying really hard. I'm doing all the things that my therapist has taught me to do, and I'm trying really hard not to dwell in the negativity of it. I'm grateful that I am finally finding out, and that I'm not like dying on my deathbed at 93 years old, never knowing why I was the way that I was. But there are some emotions, and it's something I think I'm gonna have to work on and process for a little while. But I'm very eager to start the medication. I can't wait to see how that's going to help me in my life and in my work life and in my home life and with my relationships and remembering things. I really hope that it helps with that. She's also, my psychiatrist has also started me on medication to help me sleep, that she thinks will be beneficial. Because most of the things that I've tried in my life have not done anything for me or worked really. And so I average anywhere from 3 to, on a really good night, 7 hours of sleep. And I'm just chronically exhausted. The insomnia is definitely one of the worst parts of all of this. And so I'm really excited to get on the medication and kind of see if that's going to help me get a better quality of sleep. Because I think that the chronic exhaustion of the ADHD, insomnia, and all of that is definitely making my like ADHD worse the next day. Like, I have a lot less focus when I have a really bad night's sleep, and I'm super forgetful, and my brain feels like it's just moving through syrup. And so I'm hopeful that, getting a better quality of sleep and being on the medication, the stimulant medication during the day is just going to help me function. And that's all I want. I need help with this. Like, I mean, you guys know I've talked about it in multiple videos. I'm tired. This has been a long, hard life, and I'm tired. And so I'm excited that very soon we're going to turn hard mode off and I'm going to get to play on normal like everybody else. I'm really excited by that. Um, so yeah, like it's been a lot of changes in my life, but they've been positive changes. And so I'm trying to focus more on the good and the future as opposed to the bad and the past, because I think that that's where a lot of the negativity is, and that's where a lot of the anger is, and I just want to leave it there. I don't want to bring that forward. I am happier and more comfortable in myself than I have ever been in my life. I feel really good about who I am. I'm really proud of the accomplishments that I've been able to achieve. I wrote 2 fucking novels with full-blown acute, severe ADHD that I didn't even know I had, and I still managed to start and finish 2 freaking novels. I'm really proud of that. I have a pretty good side career going as a writer. I'm doing great at my job at the tax firm. I'm struggling. Yes, it is hard. It is really hard because that is probably the most boring environment, taxes. But I'm still managing to do it in spite of this like super ADHD turbo championship edition that I apparently have. So I'm really proud of myself, and I'm excited, and I feel good. I feel really positive about who I am. I've never had very much self-esteem, and I've noticed over the past couple of years, in spite of all of the challenges that I've had to deal with these past few years, I've really noticed that I actually have self-esteem. I feel really positive about who I am. And I've never had that. I didn't have that during my entire marriage with my ex. I didn't have that through all of my years of school. This is really the first time in my life that I just really like myself. And I like my life. I mean, I'm living my life exactly the way that I want to. And I no longer care if that meets other people's definition of, the right way to be or normal or whatever. I don't want to be normal. I want to be me. I want to be weird, and I want to have weird clothes, and I want to feel good in my clothes. And I want to be a fucking pansexual, non-binary, gender fluid, whatever the hell I am, Seattleite. I might even dye my hair blue and really piss off the conservatives. I don't know. Who knows? But the fact that I can do all of these things, that I can live my life, that I can be extremely ABDL, and I no longer have any shame or weird feelings associated with it. I'm just comfortable with myself. I like the things that I like, and I don't care if anybody else approves of those things. I'm not hurting anybody, and that's ultimately the only thing that matters. So I'm just going to enjoy my life. And so there is definitely an anger and a resentment because of all the wasted time. But the real flip side to that coin, I guess, is that I don't have to live that way anymore. I'm getting help with my ADHD. I'm getting help with the insomnia. I'm getting help with the anxiety and the depression. I'm feeling positive. I'm working on myself through therapy, which has done me a world of good. I know more about myself than I ever did. I have learned more about myself in the past 3 years than I knew up until age 40, honestly. That's not an exaggeration. I feel like I'm going through some sort of a weird second puberty. Like, I really just feel like myself for the first time. And so many parts of my life are finally coming together after so much work and effort to, straighten my life out after my divorce and everything that happened with that, and having to completely start over again. And I really didn't know that I was going to be able to do it. And now I'm coming out the other side. Like I've said through this entire video series, no matter if I was in a good place or when I was in a really dark place at that time, I have said from the beginning, I know that better things are coming. That's what's keeping me going. Better things are finally getting here. And the best part is I feel like I've earned them. I feel like I deserve better things. So I'm really excited for the future. I can't wait to move and have a house with an actual yard that's walkable to like all of the cool like stuff. Like all of my favorite bookstores are right there. My favorite leather store that stocks my novels is within walking distance. Um, the club that hosts fetish night every month is within walking distance. And I get to do it with a roommate who I am genuinely friends with and genuinely care about, and whose company I really do enjoy a lot. And we also get to share in all of my favorite things, like ABDL. I'm thrilled. Like, I could not be happier with my life right now. And I mean, I'm even sort of casually flirting with somebody. TBD, but that's kind of exciting. There's just so much going on in my life right now that I'm really feeling very positive about. And so even though there is definitely a what if sort of thing going on in my head of what if I had known about this a long time ago and I could have had help before, what would my life have looked like? But we've talked about that on this channel in a past video. My life could have turned out worse. Like, I don't know what that life would have been like. I don't know what I've missed out on. I know what I have in my life right now, and I'm super grateful. I'm surrounded by people who love me and care about me and support me and want what's best for me. I have an awesome job, with coworkers that genuinely care about me, and with literally the best boss on the planet. I don't care how great you think your boss is. Your boss is not as good as my boss. Like, I love my boss. My boss is just an amazing human being and has done so much for me. And just genuinely takes care of his people. I love that. Like, I have to work because capitalism sucks. But if I have to work, at least I get to work with people I really like. And, a third of our company is ABDL. That's awesome. Like, people that get me are in my life for the first time. I have really good friends. And, maybe there is romance in my future. Maybe I will settle down and, get married again someday. I don't know. I don't have like mega plans for that. Like, that's not something that I'm banking on, because I'm just happy with my life as it is. So anything else that comes out of it is just the cherry on top. And if this is what my life is, if my life is just me surrounded by really good friends that care about me, I'm okay with that. Like, I hate to say this. I hate to say this because this is going to sound awful. But I'm happier right now in my life than I've literally ever been. And that includes like all the years that I was married to my ex, who is a wonderful human being. He really is. But I was not in the right place. I was not the best version of me during that relationship. And I feel like I'm the best version of me now. I like myself way more now than I did in my 20s or my 30s or my teenage years. So my trajectory has only gone up. So as much as I hate the fact that I am 45, like, ew, that's a gross number. It's really not. Like, I'm happy at this point in my life. I wouldn't want to be 20 again or 30 again. God forbid. I was so much less happy than I am. And so yeah, that's my update. I'm going through some weird emotions and I'm a little bit all over the place tonight. Um my appointment with my therapist or my psychiatrist really kind of knocked me for a loop, even though I knew what was coming. Um, and so I'm just kind of processing it all. And I figured, well, a video would be a great way to talk it out and update you guys on what's going on with me in the meantime. So that's it. I'm moving. And hopefully, knock on wood, hopefully my next video will be from my new home. So until then, bye guys.